G'day everyone and welcome back to LFC Down Under. Some exciting news for Liverpool supporters all around the world as Thiago Jota, a deal has been agreed for him, supposedly around £41 million, which is not a bad deal. I was looking on Transfermarkt, which is a good website that people can go to look at to see sort of value of players online. So he was worth about 28 million. I can't remember if that was euros or pounds, but either way, it's good business by Liverpool. We definitely needed a backup for the front three. That's Mane, Salah, and Firmino. And yeah, we've gone out on the transfer market and got Thiago Jota, as Thiago Alcantara was also confirmed as well just today. So exciting times to be a Red. And yeah, it's just awesome seeing Liverpool get this business done. Almost like 48 hours ago, we were thinking, oh, we're not even going to sign anyone this transfer window, and we're just going to, stick to the squad that we already have, which is strong in itself. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting us to sign two players within the space of 24 hours or 48 hours, and one of them being one of the best midfielders in the world, and then another one, a very good, proven Premier League winger in Diogo Jota. So fantastic business by Liverpool. Michael Edwards is an absolute king, and yeah, the Liverpool transfer committee is just on fire at the moment, and very happy with the business that we've done. Also bringing in Tsimikas as well for backup at left back for Andrew Robertson. And yeah, let's talk a bit about Diogo Jota. He's come from Wolves, £41 million, which could rise to £45 million in add-ons, but yeah, he scored 16 goals. Got it written down here. 16 goals in 67 Premier League appearances, with 6 assists coming as well in those appearances. Battery's a bit flat. Yeah, he's overall for Wolves, he's had 131 appearances with 44 goals and 19 assists, so not a bad return. He's sort of doing something every 2 to 3 games in terms of scoring a goal or assisting. He's been capped 4 times by Portugal as well, scoring once in those 4 appearances. And yeah, in the Liga NOS, when he was playing for Porto, he scored, I think it was all for Porto, but 22 goals, 18 assists. And then in the Championship, he scored 17 goals and assisted 6 times. So pretty consistent goal scorer for a winger or a frontline player. Not quite getting, your goal every 2 games, but he's certainly in the goals and in that creative force when he is playing. So we can expect him to create a lot of chances, especially playing in our front three as well. He's always going to, be on the ball, creating chances in such a dynamic squad that we have right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. And hopefully the deal does get confirmed. It's not confirmed quite just yet, but it should definitely go through. And yeah, it's a fantastic piece of business by Liverpool. We saw all the critics. Sorry guys, had a bit of a disruption with one of my family members coming into my room, disrupting me. But anyway, we'll continue on. And yeah, back on to Diogo Jota, Liverpool's new Portuguese signing. What we were saying, he can fit anywhere along the front three. He's going to be creating a lot of chances. If he's playing with the likes of Firmino, Salah, and even Mane, he can even slot in the centre forward position, anywhere in those front 3 positions. It's very important that we have sort of strengthened in that position in the front line, is what we've been calling out for as Liverpool supporters. And yeah, it's just a brilliant piece of business. As I mentioned before, we've had Divock Origi, Xherdan Shaqiri, even Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who can sort of fit in amongst those front 3. Taki Minamino as well can play in those positions. But an out-and-out winger, out-and-out forward was what lots of people were calling for, and we've finally gone and done it. And same with Thiago. It's sort of, I guess, obvious to everyone that Liverpool needed to strengthen in these sort of positions. People are still calling for a centre-back to be signed as well. I'm not sure if that will happen this transfer window, but who knows? We've just gone and signed 2 players within 24 hours, and we didn't even know Diogo Jota was on our radar even. I guess Wolves didn't play him in the first Premier League game of the season. He was sat on the bench, so there was a bit of speculation after the game, and Nuno Santo Espirito sort of didn't explain really why he was left out of the side. So there was a few questions asked, I should say, after the match as to where his future would lie. But nonetheless, he's signed for Liverpool, or about to sign for Liverpool. And yeah, happy days. And there are lots of complaints in the football world that Liverpool, it's obvious that we need to strengthen in, centre midfield. We don't really have a creative spark in there as such. And in the front line as well, if one of the front three players in Firmino, Salah and Mane gets injured and goes down during the season, we don't really have someone that can properly slot in in one of their absences. So Jota can slot right in if one of them gets injured. And also, it's going to be a very congested season, especially with a shortened season due to the back end of last campaign being extended due to the coronavirus, as everyone knows. So the games are going to come thick and fast, and it's important that we expanded our squad and we have even more squad depth this season. People were comparing Liverpool to Man City last season before the title race began, saying City were probably favourites just because their sheer squad depth. We know just how much depth they have and quality as well. It's not just depth, it's depth and quality as well, and that's what Liverpool have gone and done too. So questions will be asked of Klopp and how he's going to keep so many players happy in the squad now, just because we have so much depth. And in his latest press conference, he was asked the question, how is he going to keep all these new signings, all these new players happy, just because they're not going to be playing every game, and that's not something these top-class, world-class players are used to. But it wasn't really a problem in Klopp's eyes. As Klopp said in his press conference, that he'll try and make the players as happy as possible. But the players themselves are the ones who are going to have to deal with it and make themselves happy in a way by sort of working hard in training and pushing for their spots in the first team. And I think we'll have to see that now in the midfield and even the front line too, just because we have so many players fighting for positions that they're going to be fighting in training each and every day to try and get those. If we're playing the 4-3-3, we only have 3 midfielder spots up for grabs in terms of the starting 11. And we have, 8 midfielders now? We have Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, Thiago, we've got Wijnaldum, Milner, Curtis Jones. So it's going to be tough for all these players. And I guess it's something that people are calling out for. Title-winning squads, they're meant to add quality each season at the end of the year, just so they can assure that they're not going to be complacent next season, and that the players in the first team are going to work even harder for their spots. So just they see a constant improvement throughout the seasons. And people were complaining, pundits and just everyone in the footballing world on social media were complaining that Liverpool aren't going to be able to push on for this title. They haven't added anything to their squad. We've seen in the past Alex Ferguson's United squads signing 1 or 2 players after each campaign, after they've won the league, to try and push on again next campaign and improve on their squads. We saw that with Liverpool in the 70s and 80s. So Liverpool have finally shut those critics up. We've gone and signed one of the best midfielders in the world in Thiago. We've gone and signed a backup player in Diogo Jota for the front 3. Part of that Diogo Jota deal, Kiana Hoover, one of the young centre-backs from Liverpool, the young Dutch player, will be on his way to Wolverhampton. It's a fee that could rise to around £13.5 million. So again, not a bad piece of business by Liverpool to get £13.5 million for Hoover, who really hasn't featured a lot in our squad, to be honest. He actually played, I think it was against Wolves in the FA Cup last season or the season before, and he looked quite comfortable on the ball. And if I'm mistaken, I think he may have actually scored in that game too. But a bit disappointed that we let him go. He was showing fantastic potential. He would have been learning off Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez ahead of him as well. So he would have picked up plenty of tips from them developing in the Liverpool squad and training with the first team. But nonetheless, it's probably a good move for him just because, again, we don't have the greatest depth in centre-back. He could have maybe pushed for that 4th choice position. But people are saying Fabinho, if we don't sign another centre-back, will be our 4th choice centre-back this season. That's a whole other topic to sort of get onto. But in terms of Hoover's perspective, it's probably a good move because he'll get more game time at Wolves as opposed to Liverpool. You've still got Virgil van Dijk is going to be starting, Joe Gomez is going to be starting. Even Joel Matip could be starting over Joe Gomez. So, and then if one of those gets injured, Fabinho is more likely to slot back into centre back. And also we've got Nat Phillips, who has been showing good signs during pre-season. I don't know if he'd be ahead of on the pecking order, if he'd be ahead of Hoover, but and we still could sign another centre back maybe. That was also part of the reason why Hoover has been offloaded. So again, a bit disappointed to see a bit of young talent leaving Liverpool. It's not something that we I guess Klopp likes to develop players from a young age, but I guess we've also seen likes of Harry Wilson go out on loan, although he is back at Liverpool at the moment. We've sold Jordan Ibe and Dominic Solanke, although I think Keanu Hoover probably had more potential than those two. So I think signing Jota outweighs losing Keanu Hoover big time, so it's not a massive deal unless Keanu Hoover somehow turns into a world beater. So other than that, just really happy with Liverpool's business so far. More on Thiago, it's become official. He's the new number 6 at Anfield. Lots of comparisons drawn to Xabi Alonso. They're both Spanish players as well. Thiago actually asking for the advice of Alonso and Philippe Coutinho, his former Bayern Munich teammate, and what it's like to live in Liverpool, what the city's like, the supporters. And yeah, they gave him only good feedback because, yeah, just what a wonderful club Liverpool had to play for back in the day of Xabi Alonso and when Coutinho played in. And right now we're one of the best teams in the world, it has to be said. And he's one of the best players in the world, Thiago, especially in his position. He's absolutely world class, and it's actually hard to remember. I did a video when the Thiago rumours were sort of starting up just a few days ago. But yeah, I can't really remember the last time we signed a world-class player. Maybe even Fernando Torres when he signed from Atletico Madrid was one of those. But certainly, as in my era of supporting Liverpool, I can't actually quite remember the last time we signed a proper world-class player. So it's not, again, something Liverpool have done in the past, especially under FSG. As I mentioned in the last video, we go for sort of younger players before they're sort of going into their prime, from around 22 to 24 years old, and then develop them into world-class players like your Firmino, Salah and Mane's. But I guess it's sort of Liverpool are changing their transfer sort of policy in a way too, now that we have become a world-class team. So we're going to be signing world-class players hopefully now by the looks of it. And again, £25 million for Thiago is an absolute bargain for the quality that you're getting, and it's going to be around €7 million or £7 million around that sort of ballpark to pay for him each year in a 4-year contract. And that's just absolutely great business by Liverpool for what you're getting in Thiago. I'm not sure if he's going to have quite the same work rate and bite as the workman like midfield does now, like your Hendersons and Wijnaldum's. Don't get me wrong, he still has a fantastic work rate, of course, working under Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, where you're expected to, once you lose the ball, you have to try and fight for it back straight away with that high press. And again at Bayern Munich under Hansi Flick as well. Just recently we've seen just how well Bayern press off the ball once they lose it to gain possession back. And of course we know that Thiago is more of a creative player. He's much better on the ball than he is defensively. He's not bad defensively, but obviously he's world class on the ball. His touch is fantastic and his range of passing is going to be better than any of the passes we have currently in the Liverpool squad. So we're improving in terms of those qualities too. And also from what I've seen of Thiago as well, when he gets the ball, when he picks it up, he's always looking to go forward. He's always looking for the forward option, and that's going to be such a benefit to our squad when he picks the ball sort of in those deep sort of midfielder regions of the pitch. Salah and Mane are going to be making those darting runs from out wide, and he'll be able to pick them out. So it's another aspect, another dynamic of our game that Thiago is adding to our squad. And his ball retention as well. Watching some of his games at Bayern Munich and doing a bit of research on his highlights and stuff, his ball retention is second to none. he keeps the ball so well. Even, you know, when Liverpool are going to be trying to play out of trouble in defence, we know that Van Dijk is very calm on the ball and he's not going to be afraid to give the ball into our midfielders under pressure. Thiago is going to be able to keep the ball more than 9 times out of 10 and turn his opposing player. So again, that's another option in midfield, another dynamic that he's definitely better than all the players we currently have. I mean, it's sort of like Gini Wijnaldum in a way. I say that because I never see Gini Wijnaldum lose the ball. And to be fair, Naby Keita, he's very good on the half turn as well in midfield. So we have such great options in midfield now, it's ridiculous. And yeah, I think I missed Oxlade-Chamberlain and listing our midfielders before. We just have that many options. But yeah, he's up for a new challenge at Liverpool, like he said when he joined the club. And I sort of like that, the way he's gone about, you know, saying things when he's arrived at Liverpool. He sort of said in his social media post as well, up for the new challenge, all ready to go. Let's go and do it. And I like that attitude that he's shown already. He's coming into a team that are winning trophies at the moment, and he's been winning trophies his whole career. So he's going to fit in with our mentality perfectly. And I think that's already shown with the words he said at Liverpool when he arrived. So Klopp said, you know, we're not defending our title this year. We're going out and attacking the title. And I think that's sort of the mindset that Thiago brings to the squad as well, that he's up for this new challenge in his career. And he's going to be fighting for those places in our midfield, which is already a world-class midfield in itself. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the team selection in the coming weeks. Does Thiago go right in, or does he need a bit more time to gel? And especially over the course of the season as well, it's going to be interesting to see how Klopp rotates that midfield. And I'm sure that the analysis team and Klopp himself will get it right for most games at least. So, yeah, that's really it for today in terms of updating Jota and the Thiago news. I think Thiago could be ready for Chelsea on Sunday. Maybe he'll be sat on the bench. I'm not sure if he'll start this game. But Diogo Jota yet to be confirmed. We yet to see him with the Liverpool colours on just yet. But yeah, great business by Liverpool. And yeah, thanks guys for joining me on this quick transfer update, and stay tuned for my Liverpool against Chelsea, match build-up, which is to follow on the channel. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to the game away at Stamford Bridge in the next video. So please leave a like, subscribe, and share it with all your friends. We're just getting started here on LFC Down Under. And yeah, see you guys.